Well, hello everyone. Yep, still introducing myself as though I'm doing a Warcraft 3 cast. I'm a Warcraft 3 community caster, and the main reason why you're probably watching this is because I have also gotten the COVID-19 Pfizer vaccine. Just last Friday, they announced that the Pfizer vaccine is going to be safe. They're going to ship it and release it to everyone. And well, although I'm not 100% sure I got the vaccine, I was part of the clinical trials. Everything, my experiences lead me to believe that I actually got the real thing. So for any of you guys out there who are, on the fence about whether or not the vaccine's safe, um, I can't 100% tell you that. I can tell you my experiences, and I thought I'd try to remove some of the disinformation out there with someone who was actually part of the clinical trials. So back in the middle of summer, I got contacted, or a friend let me know that they were doing the Pfizer vaccine. They were doing the clinical trials for the Pfizer vaccine somewhere pretty close by, in the city of Anaheim Clinical Trials. And I read up on it. It was a stage 3 vaccine. They had already gone through stage 1, stage 2. It was generally safe, and they wanted to know the overall efficacy, how effective this vaccine was going to be. Considering that I was the main person in the family in my household who was leaving the house, I thought it would be best if I got the vaccine, just because if anyone in my household actually got COVID, I knew that I was probably the one to bring it home, and I didn't want that on me, that onus on me. So I went in, read through some like 34-page document about the COVID vaccine, what the trial was like, what they were going to do, the placebo group versus the control group versus the actual vaccine group, and 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 I was just like, why would you need a placebo group in a situation like this, right? Like you're gonna test my body for antibodies. How is placebo actually working? And I didn't realize it until later on. How they actually tell whether or not the vaccine is effective is they pretty much dose the people either with placebo or the vaccine, and then they wait for people to get COVID. Now, if you personally know that you have the vaccine, well, you may take more risks out there, right? You'll be like, oh yeah, I have the vaccine, I'm perfectly fine. And if you think you have placebo, you may be like, oh no, I'm not going to go out as much, and that would actually skew the numbers. That would skew whether that would skew the overall results trials, whether or not the people in the control group versus the vaccine group actually change their daily living habits. Then they needed to see, and they needed to wait until a certain number of people in the study got COVID. Um, a lot of people got COVID very quickly. And then once they said, okay, this many people got COVID, let's see how many people got the vaccine versus how many people got placebo. And that's how they got the 95% effective rate. They're like, well, out of the entire group who got COVID, 95% of the people had placebo, 5% of the people had the vaccine. So, and it could have been timing. Your antibodies weren't fully made. All of that nature, all of that stuff could have been part of it. I don't know. I haven't actually read the paper. I don't think I have the time to read that paper, even though it does interest me. So with that, the reasons why I think I have the vaccine. Um, I get the flu shot every year. It's just one of those things that I do, and I'm used to the little bit of arm soreness and a little bit of maybe a little bit of tiredness, but nothing that really affects me. Um, After getting the first dose and the second dose of the study, like first 12 hours, first 18 hours, I was okay, and then it felt like I hit a wall, and that wall is pretty much my body realizing it needs to make antibodies. Like the tiredness, the fatigue, the fever, the aches, the slight chills, not very much, not very bad for me, but the slight chills um, just like knocked me out. I tried to work, and then I just said no, 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 no. I went to lay down, and I was just like, okay, like am I gonna be okay? And the first dose, I didn't take ibuprofen until I read through the document saying like, oh wait, no, I can actually take ibuprofen, and and try and sleep and try and recover. Went to sleep that night, next day 100% fine. So my advice to anyone out there who's going to be getting the COVID vaccine: make sure you have time to recover. If you are one that has the side effects like me, it will pretty much knock you flat. You can, I do recommend taking, I think I took 400 milligrams of ibuprofen and I slept, and the next day, completely fine. The second dose, which was 3 weeks later, same exact thing happened, except I knew going into the vaccine that I should probably just try and take it easy, not try and work, not try and, make breakfast, do all of those things, help around the house. Took my ibuprofen. Took my ibuprofen as soon as I hit a fever, and I rested, and the same thing happened. No problem whatsoever after, and I was able to, return to my daily activities 36 hours, or 30 after 1 day's rest after the vaccine. So that's my advice to anyone out there. If you, at the first onset of anything like chills, fever, fatigue, take an ibuprofen. Make sure you have time to rest. Don't be like, hey, I'm gonna get the COVID vaccine and then drive to Vegas because I'm free. No, don't do that. Definitely take it seriously. The COVID vaccine, the antibodies being made, your immune response, that is real. It really does tire you out, but I'm sad. I'm glad to say I've been COVID free amongst this second, even larger wave. And for all of you guys out there, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'll try to answer them as a layman person, as someone who just participated in the trials. And for all those, yeah, it's I feel fine. I feel great. I haven't had COVID, as far as I know, and as far as I know, I have the vaccine, and I hope that answers some questions out there for anyone who's on the fence. Thanks for watching. Thanks for stopping by. And this is the only time you see me. Well, thanks for listening.